Welcome to March 2015's HELIOS forecast for the Air Triad. Anyone seeking information pertaining to Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius has come to the right place. Herein you will find astrological insight into the nature of this particular window of time, along with a brief 5-card tarot reading as it applies to all who watch and listen. I encourage you to play this video multiple times this month in order to receive the full benefit of its subliminal affirmations and audio frequencies, as they have been specifically selected to enhance the quality of your journey through this month's energetic potentials. So let's lay out the foundation of this month's forecast. Here in your central theme, you have the unsettling imagery of the Hanged Man, but the theme is not what it may seem. This spread is about surrender and finding great strength and wisdom by relinquishing control. The Hanged Man is in this position by his own doing, and by placing himself in the most vulnerable position, he has no choice other than to accept the nature of his situation. Struggle is meaningless to him, as he has willingly sacrificed his own freedom and power in the physical world, and has in turn attained real freedom in the spiritual plane. He is no longer attached to any particular fate, and naturally, if someone were to cut him down and restore his physical freedom, he wouldn't be opposed. The imagery in this card is inspired by the Norse god Odin, as he hung from the Tree of Knowledge for 9 days in order to attain the wisdom of the runes, and therefore the wisdom behind the entirety of creation. Obviously, this card is not telling you to hang from a tree, to give up all physical freedom, or that you are even currently doing so. The Hanged Man as a central theme reveals that greater wisdom and happiness is at hand, but only if you are willing to accept a sacrifice that must be made in return. Dreading sacrifice, or fearing what form such a sacrifice might take, is not in line with the positive manifestations of this card, and will create the opposite effect. Such fear can be likened to waiting to be hanged. The goal here is to do so willingly in some way. This is by no means as literal or as drastic as it may seem. It's an exploration, one that will occur along one of these two potential dimensional timelines, the 9 of Cups or the 4 of Discs. You will see as I describe them that one is a path in which a sacrifice is given willingly, and the other is when sacrifice is withheld. The 9 of Cups embodies complete satisfaction on all levels, abundance of pleasures, given and received, a level of fulfillment that is only possible when energy is allowed to flow out as rapidly as it flows in. It is easiest to imagine that there are two sides to each of us, one that is fulfilled by the satisfaction inherent in receiving that which is desired, and one that is fulfilled by the satisfaction inherent in sharing what is desired. Pleasure on the way in, pleasure on the way out. Thus is the shape of total satisfaction. There is no attachment to anything in the 9 of Cups, only an immense appreciation for all that flows in and out. On the other side, the 4 of Discs exclusively embodies the receiving end of this. To take this path would be to choose to hoard and withhold, cutting off the flow of abundance. Without giving, the inflow of wealth turns to mere accumulation of matter and meaningless gifts or services. Without the joy of giving, you choke off the joy others may feel in giving to you, and you may find yourself wandering alone in a cluttered mansion, accumulating only dust. So obviously, this is the path in which there is no willing sacrifice. But if you begin to feel this starting to surface, it won't be too late. Just let go. The gain in terms of happiness will outweigh any material loss. You cannot look to your past for guidance on this one, as it is thick with illusion. Whenever, wherever the moon shows up, things are not as they seem. In this case, as we see the moon has surfaced in your past section, it is safe to say you have been living amidst many illusions, which is not to imply that there may not also be truth and authenticity in the mix, but that you may not currently be able to tap into the full value of the experiences you have just emerged from. But that doesn't really matter. The effects of the best of it will come to fruition. The 3 of Cups in your Fate section speaks of joy, celebration, people coming together. Everyone is living in some form of abundance, and when this card shows up, it is time to count your blessings, because they may be easier to see. Let them soak into your long-term memory so you can easily call upon them in the future. With a card like this, you can give yourself the comfort of knowing that the sacrifices being made, or those that you will make in the days to come, will not be in vain, and you will be making the right choice, through and beyond the near leap of faith as you choose to take a chance on surrender. So let's take a moment to listen to what the cosmos has to say about this. So, the full moon gets the ball rolling on the 5th in Virgo, and for Gemini, this is occurring in your 4th house of home and family. This is where the subject of your upcoming sacrifices shall be born, coming into greater clarity later on. Jupiter and Uranus extend some comfort and joy on or around the 9th, but Mars and Uranus coming together in Aries on the 11th may be explosive enough to tip the Hanged Man into position. Perhaps before he's ready, so don't stray from the mission. Willing sacrifice is the prerequisite for the abundance shown by the Three of Cups. Steer clear of any attempts to initiate negotiations of any kind on or around that day. As Mercury joins the Sun and Neptune in your 10th house on the 13th, reconsider your options. Maybe you need to learn something and fill your skill tank in order to reach the fullest level of abundance you can. When the Three of Cups comes around, the 20th should give rise to the fruits of your sacrifices, as the super new moon solar eclipse is set to occur in your 10th house with the Sun, Neptune, and Mercury. It is no surprise that this is the house of money, but look for the Three of Cups abundance from anywhere, maintaining your willing sacrifice as it rolls in. For Libra, the Virgo full moon on the 5th happens in your 12th house, so you are going to want to start up your introspection engine right away. This month is going to involve a lot of internal movement, much of it concerning your health. New insight and new inspiration will come from deep within, but only if you are willing to sacrifice the external distractions. Is there a current need for additional research? The 9th could be a lucky day, with aid from Uranus and Jupiter, who seek to deliver a pleasant surprise. On the 11th, avoid lengthy discussions with close companions, as Mars joins Uranus explosively in your 7th house, which can arouse arguments that can easily be avoided by playing the Hanged Man and sacrificing some of that social interaction that is so comforting to you, for the sake of peace. Mercury joins the Sun and Neptune in your house of health on the 13th, presenting a wonderful opportunity to learn more about how you can heal and maintain a stronger, more resilient body. Play the 9 of Cups here and allow energy to flow in where it usually exclusively flows out. On the 20th, the new moon solar eclipse occurs in your 6th house of health, alongside Mercury, Neptune, and the Sun. This is a point in which the state of your health may reflect the work you have done, so keep at it all month, and the 3 of Cups will mean abundance of health and abundance of life and vitality. This could also mean new work opportunities. It's time to go deep, Aquarius. The Virgo full moon lights up your 8th house on the 5th, setting the theme for the month, and like Libra, this means introspection. So your Hanged Man sacrifice is likely to be of a social nature, turning your Aquarian outward gaze inward, which can feel like flipping upside down. This doesn't necessarily mean solitude, though. On the 9th, Uranus and Jupiter may encourage a delightful encounter, though Mars and Uranus in Aries may spark an argument on the 11th, so take it slow at that time. Mercury moves into your 2nd house on the 13th, so this is a good time to begin playing the 9 of Cups, reflecting on how you might improve the ease of inward and outward flow of money, materials, and services. Which is dominant in your life, giving or receiving? Adjustments here may occur in your home, as Venus moves into your 4th house of home on the 17th. Even simple aesthetic adjustments can go a long way in terms of energy flow improvement. And to top it all off, the super new moon solar eclipse happens in your 2nd house with Mercury, Neptune, and the Sun, which may in fact imply that your 3 of Cups abundance will be of a financial, material, or even sensual nature, so long as you are willing to make the necessary sacrifices to adjust the inward and outward flow of energy in this area. Very important to note, on the 16th, the final of 7 squares from Pluto to Uranus will affect us all. Pluto tends to humble everything it touches, and Uranus means surprise. If we play our cards wisely and responsibly, and if we humble ourselves enough to let cosmic wisdom reach us, we can minimize the often detrimental nature of this alignment and ascend to the next level with flying colors. So there it is. Check back next month for another Helios forecast, and don't forget to consider contacting me for a personal Helios consultation, which can happen through a direct session via phone or Skype, or as an hour-long recorded personal MP3 to download at your convenience. Both comprising of a detailed outline of all 3 of your provided charts: your astrological birth and current transit chart, your human design chart, complete with your unique circuitry-enhancing I Ching remedy, and your beautiful tarot spread. Phone or Skype consultations are priced anywhere between $75 and $100. I will be honored to receive anything in that range. Personal recording MP3 downloads are $50. If you only want a tarot reading, or just an astrology reading, or just a human design reading, I can do that too. Just send a message to manyfacesofhelios@gmail.com to inquire about anything. I provide consultations for individuals, couples, families, kids, you name it. So don't hesitate to ask. Thank you for watching.